Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to all the sincere believers. Now this lesson is primarily going to be based on vengeance, and in particular the Lord's vengeance. So through the Spirit, I'm going to get some precepts, get some definitions to go along with those precepts, and Adawan Ratzazah, you're edified. So Luke 21:22, for these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. And we are living in those days. That's why there's so much happening all over the world. The storms and tempests, the fires, the earthquakes, the shootings, the stabbings, all the plane crashes, all the car crashes, which these things were happening, years ago as well, but the Lord has turned it up a couple of notches. And even these wicked, simple-minded people who are very much in the world, even they're starting to notice, because it's become that undeniable, it's become that frequent. These things are being forced to acknowledge it because it's happening so often. I have the definition of vengeance here. It says punishment inflicted or retribution exacted for an injury or wrong. It says revenge, retribution, retributive justice, retaliation. And that's basically what's happening. All of these fires, these storms and tempests, these earthquakes, these shootings and stabbings, these car crashes, these power outages, all the people that are getting wounded and killed, all the men, women, and children that are getting wounded and killed on a daily basis. This is all the Lord's vengeance, His revenge, His retaliation for the wickedness of these people. And we're living in the days where the vengeance of the Lord, His revenge upon these people, is being fulfilled. Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. And every day the Lord pours out His wrath upon these wicked people with whom He is angry with via His judgments. That is His vengeance being fulfilled. That is the things written in these scriptures coming to pass. Psalms 9 and 16. The Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which He executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands, Hekeon Selah. And that's right, because these wicked people are out here angering the Lord, provoking Him unto wrath daily with their continual wickedness. So then the Lord has all of these judgments take place to punish these people. to afflict them, to wound them, to kill them for their own wicked actions. Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light, he faileth not. But the unjust knoweth no shame. Yeah, so all of these deadly, destructive storms and tempests, the Lord is in the midst of those. He's the one who sent that storm and that tempest to bring forth his judgment. Same with the devastating, deadly, destructive fires and earthquakes, and the shootings and the stabbings. These are all the Lord's judgments. He says he will not do iniquity. When you look up the definition of iniquity, it means wickedness. The Lord does not do wickedness. I have the definition of wickedness here. It says the quality of being evil or morally wrong. Evil, sin, iniquity, immoral or grossly unfair behavior. So these people are being punished for, like I said, similar wickedness. So that's what these people are being punished for. They're being punished for their wickedness. It says every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Yeah, and the judgments of the Lord never fail to take place, to come to fruition. Whatever the Lord wants to take place, whatever he sets in motion, it always comes to pass. Salakia. Back to Luke 21 and 22. So it says, for these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. And in the scriptures, storms, tempests, fires, earthquakes, famines, pestilences, civil wars, race wars. These are the things written in the scriptures. And we see a lot of these things that are written actually playing out right in front of us on a daily basis. The love of many waxing cold, the division amongst the people. And I have the definition of fulfill here. It says, bring to completion or reality, achieve or realize something desired, promised, or predicted. Definition 2, carry out a task, duty, or role as required, pledged, or expected. And everything that the Lord sets in motion gets carried out. His vengeance is daily being carried out by his spirit that are created. Ecclesiasticus 39:28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. And that's what's happening. executing his judgments. He's sending them out to lay sore strokes upon these people. So, like it says here, vengeance, to punish, or it's like a punishment inflicted or retribution exacted for an injury or wrong. It says revenge, retribution, satisfaction. And the Lord gets satisfaction of his judgments coming to pass. So when there's a storm or tempest that causes a lot of destruction, the Lord is satisfied with that. When there's a fire that destroys a building or a couple of buildings, a fire that wounds and kills people, the Lord is satisfied by that. His wrath is satisfied by that. I have the definition of appease here, because like it said in Ecclesiasticus 39:28, that his spirits of vengeance appease the wrath of him that made them. This is to relieve. The second one is relieve or satisfy a demand or a feeling. Satisfy, fulfill, gratify, meet. So that's what the spirits of vengeance do. They fulfill the will of the Lord. They execute his judgments upon whoever the Lord has placed a target on. So Ecclesiastes 39:28 again. They be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease or satisfy or fulfill the wrath of him that made them. Verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. So death is a spirit of vengeance. So all of these wicked men, women, and children that die every day, they're being visited by the Lord through his spirit of vengeance in the form of death, that death angel. Verse 30, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. And that is the ultimate goal of the Lord, to punish the wicked to destruction through all of these different methods. Fires, hail, famines, the teeth of wild beasts. When people get attacked by lions and tigers and bears and dogs. People get stung by scorpions, bitten by serpents. And the sword. The modern day sword is the gun. And people die by getting shot all the time. But we know sword could also be an actual, literal sword. It could be a knife. It could be a baseball bat. It's a sword is a weapon. So basically, any weapon is a sword. Not the literal definition of a sword, but sword is a weapon. So anything that can be used as a weapon could be defined as a sword. And these weapons are used to punish the wicked to destruction. And the wicked being destroyed fulfills the vengeance of the Lord. Because these wicked people, they have to be punished because they're constantly provoking the Lord unto wrath. So when you see the news and somebody has gotten killed by a lion or a tiger or something, that's the Lord's vengeance being fulfilled. That's the things written in these scriptures coming to pass. Somebody gets bit by a snake. Somebody gets stabbed to death or shot to death. All of these different things are the Lord's vengeance. People getting wounded and killed in fires or in car crashes or in these destructive, deadly storms and tempests. This is the vengeance of the Lord right there. That's the vengeance of the Lord that you're witnessing. That it's being fulfilled by the wicked being punished to destruction. And that's the days that we're in. More of these wicked people are going to be taken off this earth via the spirits of vengeance of the Lord, executing his judgments. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash, the Wadi Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are still fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith, and shalom to all the sincere believers. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up. And Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, shalom.